Hey guys, this is Djekar here with another battle report. This is the same day as the last two that I've put up, and this scenario is battle line. There are 6 2-foot by 2-foot table sections, and every table section that's controlled by a player earns you an extra 150 points. You win it or you control it with the most fortitude. There's no ties involved. Here is a picture of my deployment. You can see from the army list and also here that I got the Chaos Legions mercs this time, so that's enjoyable. Put a skull cannon behind a fence so that it doesn't get steam tanked off. I have a Bray Shaman next to the casket. The Bray Shaman is really just there as chaff. I've got my Morghast proxied as my Titan. Got a Spirit Host, some zombies, Vlad's unit with the Prince of Graveguard. I've got the archers behind, 2 more units of zombies, units of chariots, and the skull cannon, which is sideways, but I'm not actually sure why it's sideways that way because it actually is a bigger target that way. I don't really know. I guess I just don't know how to play this game. And here's my opponent's list from left to right. He has some dogs. He has a steam tank. He has a Gorby's chariot. He's got the Captasis. I know not to put zombies into that thing. He's got 5 Minotaurs with a champion and a Doom Bull. And actually, interesting side fact, I'm not sure that he realized that with the champion, he doesn't get a lookout, sir, for the Doom Bull because the champion doesn't count. It didn't come up because I also didn't think about it until yesterday, which, if anybody has done any math, or if I've even said, that was more than a week ago that I did these. Next to them is some Blight Kings, his little Fallen Angel Blight Kings. I'm not really excited about those, and we'll get to why they're in 3x3 formation later. Got some dogs, got another Gorby's chariot, got a unit of warriors with a Bray Shaman, I think. Anyway, some kind of sorcerer in there, and then some more dogs over there on the corner. Oh, and I missed his plague drones, but there they are, his riders of death. He actually has 4 of them, but he has 4 models. He's using 3. They're like each of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So he's got, I think, Corn is war. He's got a plague fly is pestilence. He's got like some pieces from the Coven Throne as his death. So anyway, there's that, and I guess I'm okay with that. I guess they're gonna run straight at my casket. Here is turn 1 as he's moving. As you can see, I didn't get to go first. The flies and the hounds move up. The steam tank doesn't move, I don't think. Maybe he just hasn't got to that point yet. The Captasis moves up. He's got a Gore Beast behind the Captasis. The Minotaurs push all the way up. The Blight Kings push all the way up. So it's just going to be a beatdown. Over here, he's a little more cautious. He puts the hounds about 10 inches in front of the chariot, which I think is a really great play, with an exception, which you'll see on my turn. He moves the warriors around the building. They do have the banner of swiftness, but I'm not sure that's the best way. I think he couldn't have gotten into the building, and so he didn't want to just march towards the building. But I think that even still would have been faster than going the long way around. But I don't know. Hey, wasn't there a cannon here? You know what? I'm going to take this moment. It may be a little long moment, and I apologize for that a little bit. But Reign of Chaos is freaking ridiculous. When you roll some dice and stuff happens, and I have no chance to do anything about it except scoop models, that's the worst. It's like, hey, here's some extra shooting phase for you. Oh, trollolol, it can't do it. Nothing bad can happen to me. I know that's not actually true. I just don't see it very frequently. Point being, my cannon got exploded by some Reign of Chaos shenanigans. Haven't even moved yet. Kind of frustrated. I had it behind a obstacle so that it couldn't get cannoned, and Chaos took care of it for me. The steam tank opens fire and hits the Higher Titan and does 4 wounds to it. So you know what? I'm actually just excited that the Hydro Titan is alive. I really am. He got cannoned off last game, and I was sad about it. So hopefully he'll live this time. I can heal him back up with some spells, so that's nice. All right, my turn one. I make my gambit. I push everything up. I have the Spirit Host out of charge arc of the demons, and pretty close to the steam tank. I could also get charged, I think, by the Captasis, but that may not be true. I may be out of his charge arc as well. It doesn't look like it in this picture, but I would like to believe that I'm smart enough to have done that. I make a box with my zombie unit so that the Doom Bull's entire unit can't get to Vlad's unit, because at this point I'm a little worried that Vlad will, or that unit will not be able to take the Doom Bull. The Doom Bull can still charge out of the unit, but Vlad and the Hydro Titan are within 12 inches of the Doom Bull, and so I'm just going to try and Spirit Leech the crap out of this guy. So I forgot to mention in my last picture, but over here on the right, you can see that the cannon has moved, and you can see that my chariots charge the dogs. And what I was talking about with the dogs earlier is, yes, I won't be able to make a 10-inch overrun into the Gorebeast chariot, but it's only like a 6 into the Blight Kings. And so I'm just going to throw myself at the Blight Kings and see what my impact hits can do, but they also won't be able to support anything for hopefully a turn or more, and the Gorebeast is kind of hanging out doing nothing. So this is the magic phase. I throw Doom and Darkness on the Doom Bull's unit, and he throws all his dice at it and fails. So, and his caster is transformed. I actually don't think I have a picture of it. His caster is like a manticore or something, so he can't use the Dispel Scroll. So I throw all my... So then I just, nickel and dime. Everybody's within 2 inches, or whatever, however many inches of Vlad, 12 inches. So Vlad does Spirit Leech, does like 3 wounds. The Hydro Titan does Spirit Leech, does like 7 wounds. So the Doom Bull is dead. I then casket and kill a bunch of the... Kill 3 or 4 or 5 of... I do 5 or 6 wounds to the Minotaurs. They don't do badly. But point is, leadership shenanigans, killed the Doom Bull, killed a bunch of Minotaurs. Everything's looking good. I feel like I've got this game in the bag now. And to add insult to injury, in the shooting phase, my cannon exploded itself. Because why did I need skull cannons this game? Alright, so after a really bloody turn 1, turn 2 starts off with the warriors going into the building. The dogs come around to stand where the skull cannon was and pee on his flaming corpse, I guess. And the Gorebeast chariot moves up since it can't charge my chariots. Haha! I don't remember what happens in... Oh, I know what happens in Magic. So as to vilify my earlier rant, he rolls like a 4 on the Reign of Chaos. He has to take a leadership test on his Bray Shaman, who fails by enough to explode. So magic is just a wash. And but in combat, I think that shooting doesn't do anything. I think his steam cannon, his steam tank like misfires or something. Maybe it just doesn't hit anything. But in combat, I kill a Blight King and put like a wound on one, and the rest they just annihilate my chariots. I think they go with great weapons, and so I get the chance to swing, but it's just bad. They're kind of rough. He also, though, this is when he learned that he knew they were infantry, but he hadn't yet realized what that meant. So they were 3x3, and he started to pick up 18 dice. And I said, no, you only have 12 attacks. And he said, well, they get 3 supporting attacks. And no, they're infantry. So he was he wasn't mad. He was like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. And so, yeah, and then I said, you also aren't steadfast on 3. And he was like, why? That's a rank. And I was, no, infantry is 5. And he was like, oh my god. So I think he may have been playing that wrong in his earlier games, but it's okay. We're learning as we go. These are new units. We're not all used to them yet. So you can see some other movement. He charged the 1 zombies with the Minotaurs. He annihilated them, even though I think I killed a Minotaur, and he overran into the Hydro Titan, which I was kind of frustrated about. he was 6 inches away. Doesn't sound like a lot, except remember Minotaurs only overrun d6 inches, so he just ballin' rolled all out and got in there. Not going to be a big deal because I'm going to flank him with Vlad's unit and just going to myrtleize them. But it was a little disheartening. You can see the dogs coming around to harass my whatever Bray Shaman and that thing that I can't think of right now, the casket, which is pretty powerful and doesn't want to get killed by dogs. That would be kind of a shame. So here is my turn. You can see I've moved. I pushed the zombies all the way up to, I don't know, deal with some chariots and blight kings. I actually was debating trying to stick his warriors in the building with zombies, but I couldn't move far enough. Vlad's unit, of course, charged the flank. And then in Magic, oh wait, before Magic, you can see I charged the steam tank. Now my opponent knew that that was going to happen, so he had turned. You can see on the very left-hand corner, you can see that he's turned his plague flies at me, and that's fine. It means they're not coming towards my lines for a second. And also, you know, hey, I get to charge a steam tank with something ethereal. This is just fun. I get to take it out of commission for a turn. I'll spend 45 points for no shooting for a turn and redirecting some plague flies. Anyway, in Magic, he has no wizard. I have a casket and a Hyro Titan. So Vlad just, I bubble Invocation. That heal, the Invocation puts a wound back on the Hyro Titan, and as far as I know, I can do this, so the Lore attribute puts a wound back on the Hyro Titan. And I think I cast Van Hels in a bubble as well, which also heals, I use the Lore attribute to put a wound back on the Hyro Titan. So the Hyro Titan's back up at 4 wounds, so that's enjoyable. Shooting sees me take like a wound off of the Gorebeast Chariot or something. Not a whole lot. I mean, I have archers, I might as well shoot them. I don't know why I didn't move them and just shoot them at the dogs, which would actually get me points, but whatever. So we break the Minotaurs in combat and we overrun thusly. They ran from the Graveguard. So the Graveguard, I don't think the Graveguard caught them, but the Hyro Titan caught them and slammed into the dogs. So look, there I'm getting some dogs back. Also, if you see, the Hyro Titan has a single wound. The Minotaurs did lots of bad touch to him. So in his turn 3, you can see at the top he charges the flank of the Spirit Host with his magic-y guys, and that's frustrating. Oh, and what seems to be missing? What seems to be missing down here at the bottom? That's right, the Casket of Souls got killed by Reign of Chaos. It's freaking ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. He didn't even have a wizard. He's still killing my crap with that stuff. To no one's surprise, they quickly make short work of the Spirit Host and turn around, and my Hyro Titan is kind of sad he doesn't have more wounds. You know, he had 4 wounds, and then he went back down again. And I'm not sad that he's not dead. I'm just sad that now he's staring down the barrel of a steam tank and doesn't have more wounds than what he has. And apparently I didn't think it was important enough to take a picture, and it probably wasn't. The Blight Kings and the Gorebeast Chariot charge in and kill an entire unit of zombies. It was like 30 zombies. Maybe more in a single turn with crumbles. I do kill one of the Blight Kings though, with my little zombie attacks. I managed to scrabble one through, so suck it, plague guys. And this is where they all overrun, so you can see that, I don't know, they come over here to Vlad. I guess he's going to kill Vlad's unit. That's his plan. My plan is to, I don't know, somehow deal with the plague drones. I don't know. I'm getting surrounded. I'm okay with Vlad's unit getting surrounded, but I need to get the Hyro Titan the F away because that's a scary place to be with 1 wound. So on my turn 3, I run the Hyro Titan away and I reform Vlad. Vlad is, as you can see in the arc of the Gorebeast Chariot, but it is what it is. You can see his guys came out of the building in last turn, and I think that I actually turned my zombies around so I'm not even facing them, because if they touch me, I'm going to die anyway, so I think I'm just blocking around. And I block up my archers in an attempt to beat up some Gorebeast Chariots, and I drop my Necromancer into Vlad's unit as well, so that he cannot die when the archers get charged. So apparently I don't have any more pictures of my turn. I want to say Searing Doom to pluck a Plague Drone off. And so in his turn, you can see that he has... Oh, I moved my zombies with Van Hels out of the way. So there's that. I think I'm going to go try and beat up a steam tank. And I Van Helsed also the Higher Titan behind the wall, so hopefully he can take some cover. You can see he's got a wound back from that, so that was nice. Maybe it was from Invocation, I don't really remember. And so this is his turn. You can see that the Blight Kings did in fact charge in. He was unsure that he wanted to do that. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is still my magic phase. I actually, when I Van Helsed, I got out of the charge arc of the Gorebeast Chariot and up an inch away from the Blight Kings, just kind of, daring him to do something. So in his turn, he charged the warriors into the zombies, which I guess I wasn't out of their charge arc, but I thought I was, but that's okay. And he charged the Gorebeast into my archers, which, I mean, he can have those points. It's actually quite a few. It's like 165 once you factor in the standard, but I don't know. I just can't deal with everything with Vlad's unit, which is apparently the only thing I have that can fight chariots and skull cannons. So he charged the Blight Kings into Vlad's unit. We kind of hemmed and hawed about it. We thought it ended up being the best idea, and it really wasn't. He charged in, and he killed a bunch of people. I want to say he picked up 6 or 7 of my guys, and, I mean, I just annihilated the rest of them. I think I even got a killing blow off. Haha, take that, infantry. And so then I turn around to face the frenzied, warriors, and going to get to flank. So this is my turn, and you can see I charge in the flank. They can't flee. I get whatever that spell is that lets me reroll Van Hels. I even have a book so I can cast it twice. I have Van Hels up. You can see that his Gorebeast Chariot actually didn't do a whole lot last turn. It must not have done very many impact hits, and that's okay. My Shaman, my Bray Shaman, is dead at this point, probably to the Reign of Chaos. And last turn, his Steam Tank fired at my Higher Titan, got the perfect shot past the wall, and rolled a 1 to wound me. So the Higher Titan is still there and hiding for dear life. So I, of course, break the warriors, and they get away, and I don't pursue very far. And I'm thinking at this point, wow, this is not going to go very well. But I got an ace up my sleeve, mostly because he doesn't have a wizard left. Is this going to work? To my eternal chagrin, I actually don't know what happened to the plague drones. I think I killed them with Shim's Burning Gaze. But, so here's the Steam Tank. It moves up. It fires and overshoots the wall and doesn't hit anything. So, so there's the Higher Titan peeing himself a little bit more and should be sideways, but I don't actually want to take a sideways charge from the Steam Tank. But realistically, if the Steam Tank charges me anyway, it's going to kill me, so I should be sideways to not take so many cannonballs. So in my turn 5, I push all the way up behind the fleeing guys. I push them 8 inches, then I double Van Hels another 16, so I'm 1 inch away. So if he rallies, he's going to rally right in front of me, and I've got an inch, and I'm just going to catch him or he's going to run off the board. So in his turn 6, he rallies. His Steam Tank is 12 inches away. He puts 3 steam points into his steam engine, and he gets like a 4. Well, that's fine. He's still got enough to shoot a cannon. He shoots the cannon. Perfect bounce again past the wall, and another 1 to wound me. So that's the Higher Titan stays alive on his turn 6 because of a failed wound on the cannon after beautiful shot. Oh, it was horrifying. So here, though, they rally, and then I charge them, and they flee, I want to say 8 inches. So they're still on the board, and I have to roll 9 inches. They're still on the board. I have to roll a 4 to catch them. Yeah, whatever. I had to roll a 4 to catch them, and I rolled exactly a 4. Otherwise, they would have gotten away. But I ended up scooping everything except for the Steam Tank, which makes it a pretty big win for me. So I still had Vlad and a Higher Titan and my Necromancer. Pretty much that was it. He had a Gorebeast Chariot and his Steam Tank left, so it was a pretty big win. Plus I got some table quarters because he didn't have Fortitude left. So yeah, it was a pretty sizable win for me, even without the scenario points. But it was enjoyable, and I would do it again, even with the Reign of Chaos.